Alright, so this is our video on constructions. Primarily we're going to be bisecting an angle today, and then we're going to apply some algebra. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you are our steps. So you can take some time to write these down. You can pause the video if you'd like. But if we're given an angle and we want to bisect it, the first thing we're going to do is place the point of our compass on this vertex. And then we're going to open up our compass to any length so that when we create an arc, our arc still intersects those two rays. Okay, and that's going to be step 3. Step 4 is then wherever this arc is, wherever it intersects the two rays, we're going to then create 2 more arcs from these points. All right, and that's step 4. Finally, or not finally, but step 5 says to connect where they intersect, and then we would connect vertex A to that point. So let's go ahead and try that. Alright, so if we take a look at this angle ABC, our first step was to take our compass and put the point right on the vertex. Now you can really open it up to any width. I always suggest going about halfway, opening it halfway from the angle. So doing that, I'm going to swing my compass around. Alright, remember it's best to use one hand when doing this, not 2, because then you can by mistake open this up or close it and you don't want to do that. So you only want to have one hand. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark where my arc intercepts my rays. Alright, and these marks are both equidistant from B. Using the same distance on my compass, I'm now going to put my point on this intersection and swing it around. I'll now put my point on this intersection and swing that around. Where they intersect, I'm going to also mark, and let's call that point D. And now we can use our straight edge, and you absolutely want to use your straight edge. Do not do this freehand. All right, so we're going to want to place our straight edge right on point D, right on point B, and extend. Okay, by doing that, we've now created 2 congruent angles. So there's a couple ways we could write this. We could say angle ABC is made up of these 2 separate angles now. So angle ABD plus angle DBC. That's using our angle addition postulate. But more importantly, the purpose of a bisector is to divide an angle into 2 congruent angles. So now we can say this angle, ABD, is equal to angle CBD. I just want to remind you guys that your vertex should always be the middle letter. And you can really order the first and third letters anyway. So this could have been angle ABD or DBA, as long as the vertex is that middle letter. Alright, so this is another example. We're now bisecting an obtuse angle, but it's going to go the same way. Right? We're going to put our point of our compass right on that vertex, F, and we're going to swing our compass around, and we're going to make sure it's open enough so that it's hitting both rays. So now I'm going to swing this around, again, only using one hand. You can even turn the paper to help you get a nice fluid motion. From here, it's intersecting in these 2 points. I don't necessarily need to label them. I just want to show where they are. So that way with my compass, I can now make arcs. Now, I'm going to purposefully close this a bit. When you do your arcs around the 2 intersecting points, notice my compass was not big enough for these to intersect. So if that's the case, all you have to do is open your compass a little bit wider. And you want to open it wide enough so that our arcs do hit each other. Alright, so now I have this arc, I've got this arc, and they do intersect. So I'm going to call this point H. Using my straight edge, I'm going to connect F and H, and there we go. So once again, we now have 2 congruent angles. So angle EFH is equal to angle EFH is equal to angle GFH. All right, let's take a look at a quick algebra example. In this one, we're told angle MNO is being bisected by ray NP. So that tells us that angle MNP is now congruent to angle ONP. A bisector divides it into two equal angles. Let me do that in different. So these two angles are now congruent. Angle MNP is congruent or equal to angle ONP. Well, both of those angles are represented by expressions. Angle MNP is 3x plus 2, and angle ONP is x plus 12. So we can replace those congruent or equal angles with those two expressions. From here, we can solve for x. We're going to get 2x is equal to 10, divide both sides by 2, and we get x is equal to 5. All right, the last thing I want to show you guys is regionsprep.org, and that's in this link right here, regionsprep.org. This is where I'm getting a lot of our information. So if you click to geometry and go to constructions, you'll see that there is practice right here. So if you are unsure of how to still bisect an angle, you can come to the lesson. You can watch a different video. There's more details that go into bisecting an angle. Okay? The other thing that it offers is practice. So you can go ahead and practice and try different constructions while you're at it. All right, I will leave you with this, and I will see you in class tomorrow.